About a year ago, I left all my social media, not because social medias are bad or anything of such, but because it got to a point I noticed what I was talking about, everything I was discussing then. I noticed a disconnection between what I was talking about and my personal life. Most of the things I was talking about, I got the knowledge from books I read and podcasts I listened to, coupled with some of my intuitive knowledge. But I noticed I couldn't undo the aspect of how we think the way we think, why it's difficult for some people to be able to change their personality and difficult for some people. In books I read, I came across many practical examples of how to change ourselves, how to be successful in our endeavors, how to be in control of our mind. But I've always been searching for answers to why. Why do we even think the way we think? Why do we choose those things we choose? Why do we like those things we like? Why is it that there are some words when you listen to them, you become angry? Why is it that there are some things when you listen to them, you become happy? And I felt that the best way to get answer to all these questions and for me to be more grounded in this aspect of life I choose is to go into the world, to have one-on-one interactions with people, to leave social media for a while, to go and retrain, to train myself to have this experiment. You know, you you will always see difference in things you've had experience about when you compare it with something you've only had the knowledge without no experience. Experimenting is experiencing. So that was why I left. To go and experiment all these things I'm talking about. And when I left and started my retraining, researching, meeting people, learn under spiritual leaders, read more books, and even till now, still learning, I came across a lady. And before I said what happened between us, shout out to Frederica. Because if not for her recommending the book that changed my life to me, I would still be lost. I would still be struggling with many things. But maybe as a result of my intensity, I don't know. Or maybe that is how the universe works. When you are so focused on something, it just happens. She just saw one of my books that day, the things you can only see when you slow down, and recommended another book to me. She recommended The Four Agreements by Dominique, and I swear this is the book that changed my life. Everything I've been looking for, the answers I've been looking for, this book gave it to me. Very small, but as you are looking at this book, so small, so powerful for whosoever that is interested. There are still many other books because this book just happens to be a link that connects every other knowledge I've had so far in the course of me being this line of life. I have so many interests in how our brain works, how our thoughts are formed, how our personalities are formed, why we are who we are, and how to change them. I've been looking for all these answers because it's so difficult to be able to change your thoughts if you don't even know why you are having the kind of thoughts you are having. Now, me being back, it's not as if I've known it all, or I'm a guru or a spiritual leader or anything. No, I'm just someone that is tired of pretending. I am just someone that has made up his mind to be back to the white. I'm just someone now that has started a war against domestication of my mind. I am just someone that is now looking at the world with my own lenses. No longer living this life from society's perspective. And sharing this with whosoever cares. Unlike before, when I was making this video for likes and comments, for looking for validation from people. This time around is different because my podcast is just me now sharing my experiences, not only talking from angle of knowledge. From the first episode that will be coming, you will see the difference between my previous videos and these new videos. You will see the difference between me, how I was, and my current being. And like I said before, I'm not here to teach anyone. I'm just here to just share the wisdoms I've gained from this book, from Toltec teachings. Is an ancient wisdom that has been in existence for a very long time. I just want to share them with whosoever that cares, that wants. Who knows? If you also use this same knowledge and this same wisdom, it can lead you to discovering yourself, because currently now, every day by day, I'm getting to know me by studying about me with the help of this. And the sweet thing is that in this one, we only have 4 agreements. Later, he added another agreement with this, making 5 agreements. But the sweet of it, why me, I subscribe to this more than any other teaching I've come across, is that internalizing just one of them, for example, do not take anything personally, is one of the agreements. Just internalizing that alone and live by it will change your life. Just internalizing that is, it may look so simple. In the coming episode, in me analyzing it and then explaining how I've used it and the consequences of me using it, and some examples we can relate with, you will have more better understanding. But this book is not something that you needed to use all the 4 agreements or all the 5 agreements before you see results. Not taking even any action, just internalizing it and using it to evaluate yourself, to ask yourself some questions, will change your life, will give you a kind of feelings you've never had before. Because a day before I finished this book, something happened to me. I had an experience that I've never had in my entire life. I had an experience that I thought having some certain amount of money can only bring such experience. But no, just getting this book, reading it, internalizing it, unlock something in me. The closest experience I've had with this experience I'm talking about was when I had Molly, when I used MDMA in the past. That was the closest experience. I was so happy, in the state of bliss, as if everything that needed to be achieved in this world, I've achieved it. I changed. This book changed me, makes me so full. You know, the feelings of emptiness, or this mental struggle, mental crisis, different voices fighting for my attention. This book enables me to unify all the voices in my head to a single voice. This book enables me to know the source of my fear, enables me to know why we think the way we think. This book gave me the key to be myself. I am happy to share this with people, to share this with everyone. To everyone, I have the ability to share it with, because it's so sad seeing my family members, my wife, my friends, the people I know, the people I don't know. It's so sad seeing them going through hell, mental health. People are suffering. People are disturbed. It is not about money. People have money. People have many things. No rest of mind. Many of us, we have believed that this life is structured in the way that you have to be moving from one problem to another. That this is the essence of living. No, I swear. You can be without a problem. You can be 100% peaceful. This thing I'm saying, like, let's say a year ago, for example, if I'm listening to this thing I'm saying now, I will say it's a lie. I will say it's bullshit. Nobody can be without no problem. Nobody can be without no fear. Nobody can be without no voice. You are correct. If you are feeling like that as you are listening to me, that you are absolutely correct. Because until you experience what I'm talking about, it is difficult to believe it exists. That was why I left social media to go and experience what I was talking about. Because there was a disconnection. There was a part of me that was not really in tune with what I was saying. There was a part of me, there was a voice on my head. Then, anytime I was doing a podcast, or anytime I was having my personal research or study, that voice usually come that this thing is not real. This thing is not real. And I'm not begging anyone to believe me. You don't need to. You don't have to. What I'm just trying to do is I share my truth. If it resonates with you, try. Try it. The result will definitely make you to want to try further. That is it. The results will make you to want to try further. So I want to welcome everyone listening back to my podcast, and I'll be changing the name, or it's already changed the name of my podcast. Instead of KG Talks, now is Unmasked by Toltec Wisdom. Unlearn, relearn, and become. The title of the podcast, Unmasked by Total Wisdom. The slogan, Unlearn, Relearn, and Become. The things I'm going to be talking about, everything will be surrounded by Total Wisdom. And how all these wisdoms, all these 5 agreements can be used in our daily life in many aspects of our life to become that thing you want to become, to achieve that thing you want to achieve, to have peace, to have total calmness. It's possible. You can be still. I swear, I've been there. Thank you so much for listening.